There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Rango. There's a new Western in town, not just a new sheriff, and it's fantastic. And it is a Western, even though it's about animals and it's animated. What? Animals? Animated?
That's what I said!
It's actually really fantastic. My daughter went to go see it as part of Orange Wednesdays, which, as we all know, I loathe. But she rang me up very excited after she'd seen the film to say, you have got to come up here and watch this film. And I did, and I tell you what, I absolutely loved it. Now, marketing on this thing has not been fantastic. The trailers they've shown have been downright misleading or only show a teeny tiny little amount. But I want to tell you, it is great. Have a look at the trailer.
Did you see that?
What do you think, Doc?
This hawk is dead.
Circle of life. Who exactly are you?
Name's Rango.
What is this?
That there's Rango. Can't afraid of none of you.
Is that right?
Take care of that for you. All better.
You see them, Mr. Rango? People have to believe in something. Pick it up. Your destiny awaits.
You are gonna save us, aren't you?
Count on it, little sister.
Sheriff, we got a problem.
This is my town.
They done taken everything we got!
So you want something to believe in? Believe in that there sign. For as long as it hangs there, we got hope.
Whatever you do, do not look down.
Whoa! All right, now listen. I'm gonna give you fellas one last chance to reconsider.
Make your move.
Hold on, don't worry, I got a plan. Help! Open the door! Okay, plan B.
Now this film features the voice talents of an absolute cornucopia, plethora. Throw whatever multi-syllable word you want to in there to mean a lot. It's got a lot of stars doing voice turns on it. You've got Johnny Depp, Bill Nighy, who has never been better, I've got to add. Isla Fisher, who absolutely surprised me no end. If you ever watch the featurettes on this thing on YouTube, her face is just like the character that she plays. It had me in stitches when I watched it. You've got Ned Beatty, who's actually turned into a big voiceover guy at the minute. I mean, Toy Story 3, playing Hug-a-Lot, or whatever his name was. And now he's playing, you know, a dastardly villain and doing a brilliant job. You've even got Timothy Olyphant, and I'm not going to tell you who he voices because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I tell you what, it's a treat. Rango has been called on IMDb a parody of spaghetti westerns. I would say it's more almost of a loving homage with a nudge and a wink to so many different films. Not just spaghetti westerns, there's even a nod, a big nod to High Noon. Multitude of film references in there, going all the way back to Cat Ballou. If you don't catch it, the reference to Cat Ballou, and you'll notice it in the first 15 minutes of the film if it takes that long for you to catch it. If you don't catch it, leave me a comment and I'll explain it to you. I don't want to say it now because I don't want to spoil it for everybody. But the very first few seconds of the film had film references in it, and references to Johnny Depp in his film career. So it is indeed a little bit of a parody, but I really prefer to see it as almost a loving homage to almost every spaghetti western ever made. It includes music from Once Upon a Time in the West. It's got scenes that are choreographed right out of Fistful of Dollars. You name it, they make the reference. It's not a film for small children. At one point, about a third of the way through the film, a woman got up and, dragging her child behind her, left the movie theater. And a couple other people did as well, because really little kids aren't going to get it. The older kids might, if mom or dad are huge Western fans. But I do hasten to say that you don't have to be a spaghetti Western fan to enjoy this film, because it is a Western. And Johnny Depp, who we know has a flair for comedy just from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, just did a brilliant turn voicing this character. And again, like I said, as did all the other actors. They didn't use mocap, which is a big thing right now. In fact, it kind of looks like they did a giant step backward in not using motion capture at all. I do know the actors interacted with each other, acted with each other, just like it was a live action film. Minimum of props. Johnny Depp, if you look at the featurettes, is walking around wearing trainers with a gun slung around his hip and wearing his cowboy hat. But it all works beautifully. A lot of funny bits. I know I've neglected to mention some of the actors that were doing voices in there. One star turn by Abigail Breslin. But I've got to say, Bill Nighy as Rattlesnake Jake. He's not on the screen that much. Of course, Bill's not on there at all. He's just doing the voice. But Rattlesnake Jake is not in the film that much. But when he comes on, he steals the show. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, like I said, the references are just numerous. Rattlesnake Jake is obviously based on Lee Van Cleef, who made a career out of playing bad guys until his career was rejuvenated to the spaghetti western genre that Sergio Leone did so well. And did you notice, at the beginning of this video, I did a Leone-type moment. Extreme close-up. If I'd been any closer, you would have been behind me. But anyway, that's my take on Rango. Rush out and see it. I haven't been this excited about a film in a long time. I know I love True Grit and all that stuff, but I tell you what, this was excellent. I forgot about halfway through the film that I was watching a film about animals in a Western. To me, it became a Western, and it was absolutely fantastic. It is funny, it is an adventure film, and it's not for little kids. If you want a comparison, it's kind of like Monster House. Monster House, another great animated film, wasn't really for kids either. In fact, when my daughter and I first watched it, she looked at me and went, if I'd seen this when I was really little, it would have given me nightmares. So it's an animated film that I think, in my humble opinion, was made for adults who love Westerns. And the music, Hans Zimmer did a fantastic job of recreating the magic of Ennio Morricone, the man who probably did soundtracks for more spaghetti Westerns than Carter's Got Little Pills. Either way, you've got to rush down and see this movie. It's absolutely fantastic. Right, that's me for this week. I do have to apologize, A, for not having done a video in ages. Same old excuse, too busy, and to be honest, I'm lazy. Okay, if I was not we'll just leave it at that. The other thing I need to do is I really need to thank all the folks who've subscribed to me. I've actually gone over 100. Way! What a surprise. And trust me, I mean that. What a surprise. Bottom line is, I would thank everyone that subscribed to me, but my YouTube thing is not telling me who's subscribing. It did for a while, and now it's kind of like a peekaboo thing or hide-and-seek thing. Sometimes it tells me, sometimes it doesn't. So if I've answered to you, thank you again. If I didn't answer to you, it's because YouTube didn't tell me and I can't find you on my list. Thanks for still watching. Thanks for commenting. And as I always say, until next week or until next time, keep watching the movies and have fun.
That's what I said.